Does the name KJ Franks ring a bell? The #1 cornerback, scratch that, the #1 defensive player in all of college football history. And if you look at the back of my jersey, you'll see Franks Jr. Here in my senior year in high school in Eugene, Oregon, I'm here trying to do everything I can to live up to my father's name. Now I'm built exactly like him, 6'3", a $170 soaking wet, a little bit thinner than what he was back in his day, but on the field, I do everything I can to help my team win, making plays all over the place. But what we do differ heavily is in the return game. Back in high school, he played a little bit. I tried to get in on the action, but it went left immediately. So I think I'll just stick to catching picks and just locking up receivers. Right now, I'm unranked, but with the guidance of my dad, him teaching me his techniques and just the way to play the position, I know by the end of my senior season, I'll have offers flooding in. So off rip, I'm adding Oregon to my recruitment board. But as much as I would love to follow my father's footsteps, I would love to create my own path. Playing in the SEC has always been my dream, so the Gators, they're definitely going up there as my close second. But on a humble note, if things don't go as planned, I don't have the crazy exciting senior season that I had hoped for, a school like San Jose State down in the Mountain West, I can see myself balling out there too. Now, of course, being the son of the most prolific cornerback we've ever seen in the history of the game, it comes with a lot of pros and it comes with its cons. Like how I got beat on that first play. Oh, I'm not going to hear the end of that, but I love how hard he is on me. I love his constructive criticism. In the end, it's only going to make me a better player. I was already in my head. I could hear his voice telling me exactly what I did wrong. So here on 2nd and 5, I trailed this receiver all the way across the field and I got it in my mind. I'm finna make a play, and before you know it, I got my first pick of my senior season. But I don't think I inherited my dad's soft hands. I ran this route for the receiver. I played it perfectly, but I dropped the easiest pick of my life. Probably would have been my first pick 6. But that's one thing about me. I don't get discouraged. My mistakes, they motivate me. They encourage me to go harder. And that's exactly what I do with a high IQ play, catching this pick, taking it all the way back to the crib for my first pick 6. And it's crazy, throughout my first 3 years of high school ball, I've been a starting corner, but I've never made this many plays in one game. I'm talking about tackles, interceptions, just reading the field like it's nothing. Everything just seems so simple now. And I gotta be honest, all props go to my pops. He's taught me the most important thing that I feel for a corner is patience. There's a bunch of other things that are important, but patience is what got me my second pick 6 in the same game. I didn't develop the soft hands that my dad had, but one thing that I did inherit is his quick feet and makeup speed. I get beat at the line, but I get back in position, but I drop my potential 4th pick of the game. I secured 3 picks and a win in our first game of the season, and I went from being unranked to officially being a 1-star recruit. And my journey to being a 5-star corner, the #1 defensive player in all of high school football, starts now. Not gonna lie, coming into this year, I was just raw. No real technique or skill to anything that I did. My size and athleticism pretty much carried me these first 3 years of high school. But after establishing a true relationship with my dad and him putting me on and teaching me everything he knows about the position, it's almost like I became a dog overnight, like I'm the best to ever do it, I feel. And I know that sounds crazy, but for a while I didn't understand coverages, how to play man coverage, where to line up, how do you play certain receivers, certain looks. Now it's like I understand it more than ever, and it's easy. And I guess everybody's starting to notice that the game is coming to me a little easier than ever. I'm officially a 2-star recruit in just our second game of the season, 2 back-to-back games with at least 1 pick. And my first official scholarship offer coming out of the Mountain West, San Jose State. They got a pretty decent team over there, but we all know where I got my eyes set on going. And after practice, my head coach starting to let me know that my name is starting to travel and float around the entire Mountain West. UNLV, Nevada, and Fresno State, they're all showing interest. But one of the major things that are going to separate me from every other corner in the country right now is being able to tackle, make plays in the run game, which has been kind of difficult. Don't get me wrong, I got the IQ to make the plays, but I'm 170 pounds soaking wet like I said, so at the next level, trying to tackle those big body running backs, that's going to be a problem. 1st and 10, I give this receiver a bunch of cushion, eyes on the quarterback the entire time. The second I see him turn to throw the ball, I get downhill, make a play, easiest pick of my life. And as a corner, I think that's what my bread and butter is. Of course, I could come down, play press man, get my hands on the receiver, be physical, but playing off man, being able to read the play completely, works for me every time. And here on 3rd and 10, yet another great example of what playing off man does for me personally. I give this receiver a bunch of space. He gets upfield, I get in perfect position for a game-sealing pick. And after a 2-pick performance, that interest that I got from Fresno State quickly turned into a scholarship offer. Let's go. And all of that noise and attention that was coming out of the Mountain West has trickled its way up to the Pac-12. Now we got Stanford, California, and Washington State on my trail. I'm getting interest and offers from a lot of great teams across the country, but that Oregon offer, that Florida, that LSU offer that I want the most, they haven't came in yet. So I'm trying to figure out, what do I have to do to really put myself on the map and just over the top? I'm not saying I want handouts or anything given to me because of this, but you would think with my dad being who he is, I would get a lot more love than what I am. Like, I'm KJ Frank's son, KJ Franks Jr. playing the same position at a similar size. But then again, now that I think about it, nobody knew KJ Franks had a son up until a year ago. Then on top of that, I wasn't really making any noise on the field up until this season. And that's exactly why it's so important for me to ball out here in my senior year, to put up numbers and put out film to give me a fair shot. And plays like this will definitely get scouts and coaches' attention across the nation. Coming down face to face with the running back, 3rd and goal, and I make the tackle to get the stop. Let's go. One of my goals this season was to catch an interception in every single game I played this year. I dropped the first one earlier this game, and here on 1st and 10 with 45 seconds left, I dropped the second pick opportunity in my last. After the game, I get wind that Washington and USC scouts were at the game. They showing interest. I got damn near the entire Pac-12's eyes on me. If I continue to ball, build that interest, I'll eventually turn those into scholarships. We're currently undefeated, and so is Redmond. And on the first play of the game, their #1 receiver ran a nasty route. I got back down, made the tackle, but I couldn't make a play on that ball. Now, if it was up to me and coach gave me this authority on the field, I would have checked us into a blitz. This was obviously a run play, but instead we're stuck in this stupid deep zone. I hate it. And this right here is prime example of one of my biggest fears of the season. Teams starting to shy away from the passing game, putting it on the ground, avoiding me and just the secondary in general. We need to make plays, and more importantly, I need more picks. Last game I fell short. I dropped 2 picks, but today those mistakes will not be made. I got a deep third zone, but I check out of that. Come downhill full speed, picking up another pick, taking this one all the way back to the crib for my 3rd pick 6 of the season. And boom, just like that, after a 6 tackle and 1 interception performance, I'm officially a 3-star recruit. Before you know it, I'll be ranked amongst the ESPN top 150, and that's going to be crazy and just surreal for me. My dad did it, and now I got an opportunity to do it as well. And like I said, that Pac-12 love is strong. California, the Golden Bears offered me a scholarship at the corner position. We going crazy, baby. Opening up this game against 2-3 Almont, I do everything I can to avoid this block. Get back downhill and make the tackle to stop them from getting the first down. Tell me I don't look exactly like my dad when I play this off-man coverage. I get back, give that cushion. I give the quarterback that look, get downhill at the perfect time, secure the pick, and my elite speed carries me to the end zone for yet another pick 6 on the season. With under 2 minutes left here in the first half, this is a prime example of me thinking I'm a lot faster than I actually am. I thought I could bait this up, but the receiver ended up burning me to the sideline, making this catch and getting out of bounds. Lined up on the wide side of the field, takes this route inside. I feel like this is an out route, and I'm 100% correct. Played it perfectly, get back into position just to drop another pick, a toe-tapping pick at that. That pick 6 and locking down every receiver that I lined up against last week earned me a scholarship to USC and Washington, but most importantly, Oregon, the one I wanted the most. I got it. And that love from the Pac-12, it continues to grow. I can now add Colorado to the list of teams that are interested in offering me a scholarship along the road. I've only allowed maybe 3 catches so far this season, and this week against an 0-6 team, this receiver lays it all out on the line to make this crazy catch, bro. This was great coverage, but an even better play by the receiver. Once I get to college and start adding on a little bit of weight to my frame, I'll be laying these running backs out. I'm already making big time plays and big tackles, but man, once I put that weight on, it's going to be even worse. When I have zones like this, it's the most difficult. I got multiple guys within my zone, a guy underneath. I got to really be responsible for pretty much all of it, but I ended up making the right play here on 3rd and 6, causing the 4th down. As much as I would like to look at myself as a ball hawking corner, what I would define that is a guy who can get there, make plays on the ball, and actually catch it. I continue to drop easy picks, but I play this so perfectly, it don't even matter. But believe it or not, after going undefeated throughout these first 6 games, GHHS would go down and score and put us in a position to have to score ourselves. But instead, Steve Merker takes a sack and we lose our first game of the season. After a terrible and unexpected loss, word came through the pipeline. The Colorado Buffs, who just showed interest, offered me a full ride scholarship, another Pac-12 offer. At this point, the only thing standing between me and becoming a 5-star recruit is my hands. Again, great coverage, expert coverage, but I dropped a pick. I play my zones right, I get in perfect position, I do everything down to a T, but when it comes to securing that pick, for some reason, I consistently drop the ball. I don't know what it is at this point. It might be the gloves. We're currently up 2 scores. Here on 1st and 10, I sat patiently on top of my zone. Didn't expect this ball to be thrown. I could have picked this off, but instead I come down to make a great tackle. Here on 1st and 10, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit cocky. I stay in my strafe way longer than what I'm supposed to, thinking my speed is gonna make up for any space that I give up. But instead, this quarterback puts this ball on the money and I give up a huge completion. This game is pretty much over, but we can't allow a touchdown this late in the game. So I do everything I can to sit on top of my zone, get back downhill, and absolutely clap this running back. After what I believe to be my sloppiest game of the season, I thought my ranking would drop or I would lose a star. I go online to check, I actually advanced to a 4-star recruit, so close to that 5th star. And after finding out my recruitment status wasn't affected by a terrible game, I also get more great news. I finally secured that SEC offer I wanted the most from the Florida Gators. How we gonna set the tone this week against undefeated Four Corners High School with a pick 6 to the crib? That's the only way. Taking this one back, I think this is number 4 or 5 of the season. I'm balling. It's 2nd and 8, multiple lead blockers in front of this running back. Somehow I avoid all traffic, get in, secure tackle for only a 3-yard rush. We got 4th quarter action, and so far our defense has done a great job holding one of the better teams in the state to only 7 points throughout the first 3 quarters. Let's see if we can continue this dominance throughout the 4th. 20 seconds on the clock, 3rd and 1. If they go down and score, that's game. But the boys are going to put this one to bed. You think I've come through with a pick? Nah, my teammates stepped up big time to put this game down. And of course, after displaying straight dominance, putting up a pick 6 and just balling out how I do against one of the better teams in the state, right after the game, LSU and TCU offered me scholarships on the spot. And to no surprise, the Pac-12 ain't done recruiting me. Washington State, Utah, and UCLA, they showing interest, and without a doubt, before the season is over, I'll secure all 3 of these scholarships, no problem. Currently, I have the most interceptions and pick 6s of any other player in the entire country, but for some reason, they still have me stuck at a 4-star recruit. Like at this point, what do I have to do to earn that 5th star? Pay for it because my pops is in the NFL, and if need be, that can be arranged. But now, on a serious note, I'm on the road to chasing my father's legacy, and becoming a 5-star recruit is just step 1 in a long road of greatness. And games like this against teams that run the air out of the ball the way Bend is right now, I have to step up in the run game so that I can do more than just cover and lay the wood like I did here on 2nd and 17. We ended up in overtime with the 0-9 team somehow, but our defense stepped up, got the stop, and our offense went and got the field goal to secure the win. And oddly enough, after a very uneventful game, I received a phone call from my head coach the next morning. The Utah Utes, they sent over that scholarship offer another Pac-12 team. If they don't want to give me my 5th star, that's fine. I'll just take it. 3rd and 9 here against Raleigh Hill. I get back in coverage. Great play on the ball by me. Coming down with another pick. I don't know, maybe my 9th or 10th pick of the season. And after making such a great play on the ball just a few drives ago here on 2nd and 11, this receiver routed me up something crazy. I can't lie. That was a filthy one. Coming up towards the end of the first half, I'm giving this receiver a lot of cushion, even though he's lined up slightly more inside, which I don't usually like to do. And right here, if I was lined up just a little bit closer, this could have definitely been a pick. I'm starting to think this quarterback may have watched some film because there's a lot of questionable passes where I would usually pick, but he's putting it where it needs to be at just the right time. Any other play, I would have picked this and took this to the crib. I haven't guarded this guy much this game, but for the 2nd time, he routes me up this game. I don't know what it is. His ability to get in and out of his cuts has been something unlike I've seen all season. We end the season with a 10-1 record, and in the first round of the playoffs, I suffered a sprained ankle, so I had to sit out the remainder of the playoffs. But on a positive note, we won the state championship, so all is well in that regard. When it was all said and done, I did secure that 5th star, making me an official 5-star recruit, the #1 rated cornerback and #1 rated defensive player in the entire country. And I guess right now the only question is, with all the scholarship offers on the table, where should I go?